30 of the world's most unusual foods, fascinating flavors, and health impacts. 1. Casu Marzu, Sardinia, Italy. This Sardinian cheese starts as pecorino, but is left for flies to lay eggs, which hatch into larvae that soften it into a creamy texture. The aroma is sharp, like strong ammonia, with a rich, tangy flavor akin to aged cheese. Eaten on flatbread, it's a traditional delicacy tied to rural preservation methods, enjoyed at local gatherings. Health impacts. The larvae, if consumed live, may irritate the digestive system, causing discomfort, cramps, or nausea in sensitive individuals. Occasional eating is generally safe for locals, but frequent consumption could lead to gut inflammation or allergic reactions like swelling or rashes due to insect proteins. Improperly made batches risk bacterial contamination, leading to short-term issues like vomiting or diarrhea. Long-term repeated intake might stress the digestive tract, potentially causing chronic irritation or infections. Those with allergies or weak stomachs should avoid it to prevent discomfort or medical issues. Always source from trusted producers. 2. Surströmming, Sweden. Baltic herring is fermented in barrels, creating a strong smell like aged fish or vinegar. The texture is soft, almost mushy, with a salty, sour taste, often served with potatoes and bread to balance it. A Viking-era tradition, it's a festive dish in Sweden, savored in summer gatherings. Health impacts. The high sodium content, 15 to 20% of daily intake per serving, may raise blood pressure if eaten often, risking heart issues over time. Short-term. The intense flavor can cause nausea in new eaters, especially those unused to fermented foods. Bacterial contamination from improper storage could lead to food poisoning, with symptoms like fever or stomach upset. Long-term excessive sodium might strain kidneys, potentially causing dysfunction in at-risk individuals. Allergic reactions to fish proteins may trigger mild swelling or rashes. For those with sensitive digestion, small portions are key to avoid bloating or discomfort. Always choose commercially sealed cans for safety. 3. Hakal, Iceland. Greenland shark is buried to ferment for weeks, then dried into chewy cubes with a potent ammonia-like smell, similar to cleaning products. The flavor is fishy and slightly bitter, paired with schnapps at Icelandic celebrations, rooted in Viking survival methods. Health impacts. If not prepared correctly, trace toxins can cause short-term nausea, dizziness, or stomach pain. Regular consumption might irritate the stomach lining, leading to discomfort or inflammation over time. Bacterial risks from improper fermentation could trigger vomiting or diarrhea, especially in homemade versions. Long-term, frequent intake may stress kidneys due to ammonia compounds, potentially worsening pre-existing conditions. Allergic reactions to shark proteins might cause mild rashes or breathing issues. For first-timers, the strong smell can lead to temporary nausea. Those with kidney or digestive issues should avoid it to prevent complications. Sourcing from reputable suppliers ensures safer preparation, reducing health risks significantly. 4. Balut, Philippines. A fertilized duck egg, incubated for 17 to 21 days, is boiled and eaten from the shell, including the embryo. The broth is savory. The texture mixes soft yolk and chewy parts with a rich, meaty flavor, often seasoned with salt. A street food favorite, it symbolizes vitality. Health impacts. Undercooked eggs risk bacterial contamination like salmonella, causing short-term diarrhea, fever, or stomach cramps, potentially requiring medical care. High cholesterol, 600 milligrams per egg, could contribute to heart issues if eaten frequently, especially for those with cardiovascular concerns. Allergic reactions to egg proteins may lead to swelling or rashes. Short-term, the unique texture might cause discomfort or nausea in new eaters. Long-term, regular consumption may strain the liver due to high fat and protein, risking fatty liver disease. For sensitive individuals, small portions or fully cooked versions reduce risks. Always buy from trusted vendors to ensure hygiene. 5. Sanakji, South Korea. Live octopus is cut into pieces and served fresh with moving tentacles, drizzled with sesame oil. The flavor is mild, like raw squid, with a chewy texture. A coastal delicacy, it's a thrilling dish in Korean markets. Health impacts. The moving tentacles pose a choking risk if not chewed thoroughly, potentially causing breathing difficulties in rare cases. Parasites in raw octopus can lead to short-term stomach pain or vomiting, requiring medical attention. Allergic reactions to seafood proteins might trigger swelling or breathing issues. Long-term, frequent raw seafood intake risks iron overload, potentially harming the liver or heart. For those with sensitive digestion, the texture can cause nausea or discomfort. Freezing the octopus before serving reduces parasite risks, making it safer. New eaters should take small bites and chew carefully to avoid complications. Always choose reputable restaurants to ensure proper handling. 6. Shiokara, Japan. Squid viscera is fermented with salt and rice into a thick paste with a fishy, slightly boozy aroma. The flavor is intensely salty, with a smooth, sticky texture, served in small portions with sake as a traditional snack. Health impacts. High sodium, 2,000 milligrams per serving, can raise blood pressure, risking heart disease or stroke if eaten often. Raw seafood may carry bacteria, causing short-term vomiting or diarrhea, especially in sensitive stomachs. Allergic reactions to squid proteins might lead to swelling, rashes, or breathing issues. Long-term, excessive sodium could strain kidneys, potentially causing dysfunction in at-risk individuals. The strong flavor can trigger nausea in first-timers. Bacterial contamination risks increase with improper storage, leading to food poisoning. For those with seafood allergies, even small amounts may cause severe reactions. Start with tiny portions and source from trusted vendors to minimize health concerns. 7. Kiviak, Greenland. Small seabirds are packed into a seal skin and fermented underground for months. Eaten whole, they have a cheesy, tangy flavor with a soft texture. An Inuit winter dish, it's a survival food for harsh climates. Health impacts. Improper fermentation risks bacterial growth, causing short-term vomiting, fever, or stomach pain, potentially requiring hospitalization. Frequent consumption may lead to vitamin A overload from bird livers, risking bone or kidney issues over time. Allergic reactions to bird proteins can cause mild rashes or breathing difficulties. Short-term, the strong aroma might trigger nausea in new eaters. Long-term repeated bacterial exposure could lead to chronic gut inflammation. For those with sensitive digestion, the high-fat content may cause bloating or discomfort. Always source from experienced preparers to reduce contamination risks. Small portions are recommended for first-timers to avoid digestive upset. 8. Casu, Japan. Fish like mackerel are brined and sun-dried, creating a strong, fishy aroma like aged seafood. The flavor is smoky and salty, with a chewy texture enjoyed on Japanese islands as a preservation method. Health impacts. High sodium, 15% daily intake, can elevate blood pressure, risking heart issues with frequent consumption. Bacterial contamination from brine may cause short-term diarrhea or vomiting, especially in poorly stored batches. Allergic reactions to fish proteins trigger swelling or rashes. Long-term, excessive sodium might harm kidneys, leading to swelling or dysfunction. The intense smell can cause nausea in sensitive individuals. Histamine buildup in improperly handled fish risks allergic-like symptoms, such as headaches or flushing. For those with seafood sensitivities, small portions are key. Always choose commercially prepared versions to ensure hygiene and reduce health risks. 9. Century egg, China. Duck eggs are preserved in clay and ash, turning the yolk dark and creamy, with a faint ammonia smell. The flavor is rich, slightly sulfurous, eaten with rice porridge as a historical delicacy. Health impacts. Some preservation methods may leave chemical residues, causing short-term stomach upset or nausea, especially in sensitive eaters. High cholesterol, 400 milligrams per egg, risks heart disease if eaten often. Allergic reactions to egg proteins can lead to swelling or rashes. Long-term frequent consumption may disrupt gut balance, causing indigestion or inflammation. Bacterial contamination from improper processing risks diarrhea or fever. For those with kidney issues, the alkaline content could cause discomfort or worsen conditions. Short-term, the unusual smell might trigger nausea. Always source from trusted suppliers and consume sparingly to avoid health concerns, especially for those with egg allergies or digestive sensitivities. 10. Lutefisk, Norway, USA, Midwest. Dried cod is soaked in lye, creating a jelly-like texture with a mild fishy flavor and soapy aroma. A Nordic holiday dish, it's served with butter in the US Midwest. Health impacts. Lye residue, if not fully removed, can irritate the mouth or stomach, causing short-term discomfort or nausea. Low nutrient content makes it a poor dietary staple, potentially leading to deficiencies if over-relied on. Bacterial contamination risks short-term vomiting or diarrhea. Long-term frequent consumption may irritate the digestive tract, leading to inflammation or acid reflux. Allergic reactions to fish proteins cause mild swelling or rashes. For sensitive stomachs, the texture can trigger bloating or indigestion. Always choose professionally prepared versions to ensure lye is neutralized, reducing irritation risks. Small portions are recommended for new eaters to avoid digestive upset. 11. Fugu, Japan. Pufferfish is carefully sliced into sashimi with a delicate flavor, but its organs contain deadly toxins. Only licensed chefs prepare it, making it a thrilling Japanese dish. Health impacts. Trace toxins from improper preparation can cause short-term numbness, dizziness, or nausea, requiring immediate medical care. Even safe fugu may trigger mild discomfort in sensitive individuals. Long-term, repeated exposure to trace toxins risks nerve or kidney damage, though rare. Allergic reactions to fish proteins cause swelling or breathing issues. Short-term, the psychological stress of eating a risky dish can cause sweating or palpitations. For those with liver or kidney issues, even small amounts may exacerbate conditions. Always dine at certified restaurants to minimize risks, and avoid frequent consumption to prevent potential toxin buildup. New eaters should start with small portions under professional supervision. 12. Shirako, Japan. Cod milk is served raw or steamed, with a creamy texture and mild briny flavor. A Sueta sushi delicacy, it's prized for its unique consistency. Health impacts. Raw milk risks bacterial contamination, causing short-term vomiting or stomach pain, especially in sensitive individuals. Allergic reactions to fish proteins may trigger swelling, rashes, or breathing difficulties. High cholesterol, 300 milligrams per serving, could contribute to heart issues if eaten often. Long-term, frequent raw seafood intake risks bacterial or parasitic infections, potentially causing chronic gut inflammation. Short-term, the unusual texture might cause nausea or discomfort in new eaters. For those with seafood allergies, even small amounts can lead to severe reactions. Cooking reduces bacterial risks, but not allergen potential. Always source from reputable sushi restaurants and consume sparingly to avoid health concerns, especially for those with sensitive digestion. 13. Escamolas, Mexico. Antlarvae from agave roots are fried into a nutty, creamy dish, like caviar. A pre-Hispanic delicacy, it's served with tortillas. Health impacts. Pesticide residues from agave fields may cause short-term nausea or dizziness, especially in sensitive eaters. Allergic reactions to insect proteins can trigger swelling, rashes, or breathing issues, particularly for those with shellfish allergies. Bacterial contamination risks short-term diarrhea or vomiting. Long-term frequent consumption may lead to toxin buildup from soil contaminants, potentially harming kidneys or liver. The high protein content, 15 g per 100 g, could strain kidneys in at-risk individuals, causing discomfort. Short-term, the unusual appearance might cause psychological discomfort or nausea. Always source from trusted vendors and consume in moderation to avoid allergic or digestive issues. For sensitive stomachs, small portions are key to prevent bloating or indigestion. 14. Kash, Armenia, Georgia. Cow feet and head are boiled into a rich, gelatinous soup with a meaty flavor, eaten with garlic. A traditional hangover remedy, it's savored at dawn. Health impacts. High cholesterol, 500 milligrams per bowl, risks heart issues or atherosclerosis if eaten often, especially for those with cardiovascular concerns. Bacterial contamination from offal can cause short-term vomiting, fever, or diarrhea, requiring medical care. Allergic reactions to bovine proteins may trigger mild swelling or rashes. Long-term excessive fat intake, 20 grams per serving, could lead to obesity or fatty liver disease. Short-term, the heavy texture might cause bloating or indigestion in sensitive stomachs. For those with high cholesterol, frequent consumption exacerbates heart risks. Always source from hygienic kitchens to reduce bacterial risks and consume sparingly to avoid digestive or cardiovascular complication. New eaters should start with small portions. 15. Stinky tofu. Taiwan. Tofu is fermented in brine, creating a pungent aroma like aged cheese, then fried for a crispy texture and savory flavor. A popular street food, it's a bold taste. Health impacts. High sodium, 1,500 milligrams per serving, can raise blood pressure, risking heart disease with frequent consumption. Bacterial contamination from brine may cause short-term diarrhea or vomiting, especially in sensitive individuals. Allergic reactions to soy proteins trigger swelling or rashes. Long-term excessive sodium might strain kidneys, leading to swelling or dysfunction. The strong smell can cause nausea in first-timers. Fermentation byproducts may trigger headaches or flushing in sensitive eaters. For those with soy allergies, even small amounts can cause severe reactions. Always choose vendors with good hygiene practices and consume in moderation to avoid digestive or allergic issues. Small portions help sensitive stomachs adjust to the bold flavor. 16. Durian. Southeast Asia. This spiky fruit has creamy flesh with a strong smell, like ripe fruit mixed with onions. The flavor is sweet and custard-like, a beloved treat, despite its odor. Health impacts. High sugar, 30 grams per liter, risks weight gain or diabetes if eaten often, especially for those with blood sugar concerns. Overripe durian can ferment, causing short-term nausea, headaches, or mild intoxication. Allergic reactions to sulfur compounds may trigger mild rashes or breathing issues. Long-term, excessive sugar and fat intake could lead to insulin resistance or fatty liver disease. Bacterial contamination from improper handling risks short-term diarrhea or stomach upset. For sensitive stomachs, the rich texture might cause bloating or indigestion. Those with kidney issues should avoid large amounts due to high potassium, which can affect heart rhythms. Consume in moderation and source from clean markets to minimize risks. 17. Natto, Japan. Fermented soybeans form a sticky, stringy dish with a nutty, earthy flavor, eaten with rice. A breakfast staple, it's packed with protein. Health impacts. High vitamin K, 1,000 mcg per serving, may interfere with blood thinners, risking clots in medicated individuals. Bacterial overload from fermentation can cause short-term bloating, gas, or diarrhea in sensitive stomachs. Allergic reactions to soy proteins trigger swelling or rashes. Long-term excessive vitamin K could lead to vascular issues in rare cases. Bacterial contamination risks short-term vomiting or fever. For those with soy allergies, even small amounts can cause severe reactions. The sticky texture might cause nausea in new eaters. Always source from trusted brands and consume sparingly to avoid digestive or allergic issues. For sensitive individuals, small portions with rice help ease the strong flavor and reduce discomfort. 18. Haggis, Scotland. Sheep offal is minced with oats, stuffed in a casing, and boiled with a spicy, earthy flavor. A Burns night tradition. It's a hearty dish. Health impacts. high fat, 20 grams per 100 grams, and cholesterol, 200 milligrams, risk heart issues or obesity if eaten often. Bacterial contamination from offal can cause short-term vomiting, fever, or diarrhea. Allergic reactions to sheep proteins may trigger mild swelling or rashes. Long-term, excessive fat intake could lead to fatty liver disease or metabolic syndrome. The heavy texture might cause short-term indigestion or bloating in sensitive stomachs. For those with high cholesterol, frequent consumption exacerbates cardiovascular risks. Always source from hygienic suppliers to reduce bacterial risks and consume in moderation to avoid health concerns. New eaters should try small portions to adjust to the rich flavor and texture. 19. Blood sausage, global, e.g., UK, black pudding. Pig blood is cooked with grains into a sausage with a rich, irony flavor, popular in breakfast dishes across cultures. Health impacts: high iron, 15 milligrams per 100 to J's, risks organ damage, hemochromatosis, if eaten often, especially in those with genetic predispositions. Bacterial contamination from blood can cause short-term diarrhea, fever, or vomiting. Allergic reactions to blood proteins may trigger swelling or rashes. Long-term, excessive fat, 10 g per 100 g's, could contribute to heart disease or obesity. The strong flavor might cause nausea in sensitive eaters. For those with digestive issues, the heavy texture can lead to bloating or discomfort. Always source from trusted butchers to ensure proper cooking and hygiene, reducing bacterial risks. Consume sparingly to avoid iron overload or cardiovascular complications, especially for those with heart or liver concerns. 20. Rocky Mountain oysters, USA West. Bull testicles are breaded and fried into chewy, savory nuggets, a cowboy tradition, served with sauce. Health impacts: high cholesterol, 300 milligrams per serving, risks heart disease or stroke if eaten frequently. Bacterial contamination from improper handling can cause short-term vomiting or diarrhea. Allergic reactions to bovine proteins may trigger mild swelling or rashes. Long-term excessive fat intake, 15 g per serving, could lead to obesity or fatty liver disease. Hormone residues might cause short-term mood swings or discomfort in sensitive individuals. For those with digestive sensitivities, the heavy texture can cause bloating or indigestion. Always source from reputable kitchens to ensure hygiene and proper cooking, reducing bacterial risks. Consume in moderation to avoid cardiovascular or digestive issues, especially for those with high cholesterol or sensitive stomachs. Small portions help new eaters adjust.
21. Tarantula, Cambodia. Fried tarantulas are crunchy with a nutty flavor, a street food from survival traditions. The texture is crisp outside, soft inside. Health impacts: allergic reactions to insect proteins can cause swelling, rashes, or breathing issues, especially for those with shellfish allergies. Pesticide residues from wild spiders may trigger short-term nausea or dizziness. Bacterial contamination risks short-term diarrhea or vomiting. Long-term, frequent consumption could lead to toxin buildup from environmental contaminants, potentially harming kidneys or liver. The high protein content, 15 g per 100 g, might strain kidneys in at-risk individuals. Short-term, the appearance might cause discomfort or nausea in new eaters. Always source from trusted vendors with good hygiene practices to reduce contamination risks. For sensitive stomachs, small portions prevent digestive upset or allergic reactions. Cooking thoroughly minimizes bacterial risks, but not allergen potential. 22. Witchetty grub, Australia. Moth larvae are eaten raw or roasted, with a creamy, nutty flavor. An aboriginal bush food, it's protein-rich. Health impacts. Raw grubs risk bacterial contamination, causing short-term vomiting or stomach pain. Allergic reactions to insect proteins may trigger swelling or rashes, especially in those with shellfish allergies. Long-term frequent consumption could lead to toxin buildup from soil contaminants, potentially harming kidneys or liver. The high protein content, 20 grams per 100 gauges, might strain kidneys, causing discomfort in at-risk individuals. Short-term, the appearance can cause nausea in new eaters. Bacterial risks increase with improper handling, leading to diarrhea or fever. For sensitive stomachs, the texture might cause bloating or indigestion. Always choose roasted versions from trusted sources to reduce bacterial risks, and consume sparingly to avoid allergic or digestive issues. Small portions help ease new eaters into the flavor. 23. Byeondagi, South Korea. Silkworm pupae are steamed, with a chewy, nutty texture, sold as street snacks. A protein-packed treat, they're popular in markets. Health impacts. Allergic reactions to insect proteins can cause swelling, rashes, or breathing issues, particularly for those with shellfish allergies. Bacterial contamination from improper cooking risks short-term vomiting or diarrhea. The high chitin content may cause bloating or indigestion in sensitive stomachs. Long-term frequent consumption could lead to toxin buildup from environmental contaminants, potentially harming kidneys or liver. Short-term, the appearance might trigger nausea in new eaters. For those with digestive issues, the texture can cause discomfort. Always source from hygienic vendors to reduce bacterial risks, and consume in moderation to avoid allergic or digestive complications. Cooking thoroughly minimizes risks, but not allergen potential. Small portions are recommended for first-timers to adjust to the unique flavor and texture. 24. Virgin boy eggs, China. Eggs are boiled in urine, creating a salty, unique flavor. A spring festival specialty in Dongyang, it's a traditional curiosity. Health impacts. Bacterial contamination from improper handling can cause short-term diarrhea, fever, or stomach pain, requiring medical care. No proven nutritional benefits exist, and the strong flavor might trigger nausea in sensitive eaters. Long-term, frequent consumption risks bacterial exposure, potentially leading to chronic gut inflammation. Allergic reactions to egg proteins may cause swelling or rashes. For those with compromised immune systems, infection risks are higher, potentially causing severe illness. Short-term, the unusual preparation method can cause psychological discomfort or nausea. Always source from hygienic vendors to reduce bacterial risks, and consume sparingly to avoid digestive issues. For sensitive stomachs, small portions are key to prevent discomfort or allergic reactions. Medical consultation is advised before trying. 25. Baby mouse wine, China, Korea. Infant mice are fermented in rice wine, creating a sour, strong drink. A traditional tonic, it's rare but intriguing. Health impacts. Bacterial contamination from rodents risks short-term vomiting, fever, or diarrhea, potentially requiring hospitalization. No proven health benefits exist, and the high alcohol content, up to 50%, can cause intoxication or nausea in sensitive individuals. Long-term frequent consumption increases infection risks, potentially harming the liver or kidneys. Allergic reactions to rodent proteins may trigger swelling or rashes. Short-term, the appearance can cause psychological discomfort or nausea. For those with liver issues, the alcohol content risks worsening damage, potentially leading to chronic conditions. Always source from trusted producers to reduce contamination risks, and consume sparingly to avoid health concerns. Medical consultation is advised before trying, especially for those with sensitive digestion or alcohol sensitivities. 26. Monkey brain, alleged in Asia. Primate brain, eaten raw or cooked, has a creamy texture and mild flavor. More legend than common dish, it's highly controversial. Health impacts. bacterial contamination from raw brain risks short-term vomiting, fever, or severe infections like meningitis. Rare pathogens may cause long-term neurological issues, though evidence is limited due to rarity. Allergic reactions to primate proteins can trigger swelling or rashes. Short-term, the concept might cause nausea or psychological discomfort. Long-term, frequent consumption risks bacterial exposure, potentially leading to chronic infections. For those with compromised immune systems, infection risks are higher, requiring medical care. The high fat content, 10 g per 100 g, could contribute to heart issues if eaten often, though rarity limits this. Always source from hygienic, legal suppliers if available, and consume sparingly to avoid health concerns. Medical consultation is essential before try. 27. Tattongsul, Ancient Korea. Rice wine fermented with natural ingredients with an earthy flavor was used medicinally. Now rare, it's a historical curiosity. Health impacts. Bacterial contamination risks short-term diarrhea, fever, or stomach pain, potentially requiring medical care. No proven health benefits exist, and the strong flavor can cause nausea in sensitive eaters. Long-term, frequent consumption increases infection risks, potentially leading to chronic gut inflammation. Allergic reactions are rare but possible due to contaminants, causing mild swelling or rashes. Short-term, the unusual preparation might trigger psychological discomfort. For those with compromised immune systems, infection risks are higher, potentially causing severe illness. Always source from trusted producers if available, and consume sparingly to avoid digestive issues. Medical consultation is advised before trying, especially for those with sensitive stomachs or immune concerns. Small portions help reduce discomfort for new eaters. 28. Gomutra, India. Cow urine is consumed for traditional health benefits with a strong, earthy flavor. An Ayurvedic remedy, it's sold bottled. Health impacts. Bacterial contamination from improper collection risks short-term diarrhea, fever, or urinary infections. No scientific health benefits are proven, and the strong flavor can cause nausea or discomfort in sensitive individuals. Long-term, frequent consumption may increase infection risks, potentially harming kidneys or liver. Allergic reactions to bovine proteins are rare, but may cause mild swelling or rashes. Short-term, the unusual concept might trigger psychological nausea. For those with compromised immune systems, infection risks are higher, requiring medical care. Always source from hygienic suppliers to reduce bacterial risks and consume sparingly to avoid health concerns. Medical consultation is advised before trying, especially for those with digestive or immune issues. Small sips help ease new drinkers into the flavor. 29. Kopi Luwak, Indonesia. Coffee beans processed through civets are brewed into an earthy drink, a luxury item with a smooth flavor. Health impacts. Bacterial contamination in poorly processed beans risks short-term diarrhea or vomiting. High caffeine, 200 milligrams per cup, can cause short-term anxiety, palpitations, or insomnia, especially in sensitive individuals. Long-term excessive caffeine intake may lead to heart issues or adrenal fatigue. Allergic reactions to coffee proteins trigger mild rashes or breathing issues. Short-term, the unusual processing might cause psychological discomfort. For those with sensitive stomachs, caffeine can cause acid reflux or indigestion. Always source from trusted producers to ensure hygiene, reducing bacterial risks. Consume in moderation to avoid caffeine-related issues, especially for those with heart or digestive concerns. Small cups help new drinkers adjust to the strong flavor. 30. Mopani worms, Southern Africa. Caterpillars are dried or fried into a nutty, protein-rich snack, a staple in rural diets. Health impacts. Allergic reactions to insect proteins can cause swelling, rashes, or breathing issues, especially for those with shellfish allergies. Bacterial contamination from improper handling risks short-term diarrhea or vomiting. Long-term, frequent consumption may lead to toxin buildup from soil contaminants, potentially harming kidneys or liver. The high protein content, 20 gene per 100 g, could strain kidneys in at-risk individuals, causing discomfort. Short-term, the appearance might cause nausea in new eaters. For sensitive stomachs, the texture can lead to bloating or indigestion. Always source from trusted vendors to reduce bacterial risks, and consume in moderation to avoid allergic or digestive issues. Cooking thoroughly minimizes risks, but not allergen potential. Small portions help new eaters adjust to the flavor.